Live. You can say hi to Facebook, everybody. And I do believe we got everybody. Good morning, good morning. We'll see who's on today. We're getting ready at the radio station. Yay! Let's see if we can get this to work and then turn off my.
I like your music on this. Is that?
Yes, because we're on the air live on 1100. So what's happening then is people are actually hearing this on the radio. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do a traffic report, and then we'll go show open.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So they're lined up and ready for this.
Oh, they're hearing all of this live, and that's the cool board. It actually tells you the sequence of what's going on there.
Am I good here? I can't lean back. I shouldn't lean back.
Well,
no, because you're going to need the
but
microphone.
when you're ready to talk, that's all.
And we can see everybody, so we're good.
I'm a lean back guy.
It's okay. Well, I need cushions because I'm so short. I sink down in the chair and then I can't reach your microphone. So, right. And then we put our headphones on just so we can hear what's going on the air. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our show, The Power of Light. We're ready to go live here on WGPA this morning. Are you excited to learn? It's going to be a good show. Are you ready? It's nice to have you back. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, here we go. And we are on the air this morning. Welcome, everybody. And if you missed us last week, we're so happy to be back. It's November 30th. I'd like to say hello to everybody out there in the Lehigh Valley and those who are listening on WGPA, sunny 1100 a.m., or for those who are joining us live on social media or who will catch this replay on YouTube. But hey, it's nice to have you back, Sam. I missed my timekeeper last week.
I apologize, and I was on vacation with the family up in Maine, so I couldn't be here, but very happy to be back
here.
Well, there you go. So it's awesome to have you back. I'm glad you survived your Stephen King weekend.
Yeah, no moose sightings.
No moose sightings. No Stephen King things like that. No. Okay, so we're good to go. So as you know, every week on our show we do a health and wellness topic, and we try to get people engaged and to learn something new about making their lives a little bit better, a little bit healthier, a little bit happier, or wealthier, right? And we like to bring a lot of fun people into our studio. Today we have a guest, which I'm going to introduce shortly. Those who are on Facebook Live can see him already. We'll talk about who he is and why he's here and all that fun stuff. But it's always neat to bring more people to our audience.
Yes.
And they might make a connection and they might learn something new, which is what we're going to do today, Caden. So we'll talk about Caden in a little bit. But today's topic is... for some reason, my live video has ended. I wonder what's going on with that. Oh, wow, my...
Facebook censoring us again.
Yes, I guess we're not allowed to talk about light today. My Facebook Live thing just ended. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about light today and the different ways we use light. And in my practice, I use low-level light therapy. Mm-hmm. And basically what we do is we use light to manipulate cellular function. So I have lasers or low-level light therapy devices in different nanometers and frequencies, so I can get a wound to heal quicker, or we can manage pain, we can get rid of inflammation very quickly. I just did a basketball player who sprained his ankle, and he was amazed that in 2 days how much better he felt. He goes, "I've never healed this quickly." I'm like, the power of light. Mm-hmm. It is amazing.
Unlike the lightsaber and the dark forces, but yes.
That's one of the fun things in life.
Yeah.
So, but we use that. But the other thing we talk about at light is how you can use light in so many different avenues and so many different venues. And I'm going to talk about light a lot, but today we're going to start right out of the gate, talking about how you can use light in your life right now. Going solar, and we're going to talk about that. So we have an in-studio guest right now, which is really cool. We're going to talk about that. We'll go back and forth. So ladies and gentlemen, I am going to introduce to you live on the air today my friend Caden that we met through Facebook, through mutual friends, and all of the fun things that you got involved with one of the movies that we filmed, and you helped supply some food for that, which we'll talk about that too. But I am going to give you the opportunity to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Caden Kish. I'm actually located here in the Lehigh Valley, born and raised. I have a landscape business here, CK Property Maintenance and Restoration. If anybody has heard of us, we've been around for the last 3.5 years now. Like I said, born and raised here in Lehigh Valley, and I'm an entrepreneur. So I always look for, different problems to help people solve, and I'm, very big on that. And I came along this opportunity here, going down to Tampa Bay, Florida, to start showing homeowners how to go solar. So it's been pretty eye-opening for me because, people are seeing, the hard times here in the United States the last couple of years since COVID, with inflation, going through the roof. Your eggs and milk are going through the roof, and just kind of trying to get in there and help people, keep as much money in their pocket as they can. And the way I find is the easiest is to, stick with that energy category between oil, gas, and electric going up.
So I have a question. So we're talking about solar power. Now, a lot of people out there don't understand solar power at all. Like the whole concept of going solar or using solar energy
It's
to
a
even
concept and change. So that
well,
they're scared
it is a
because they
change.
don't
It is
know
it is a concept and change. But the other interesting thing about solar is, I'm going to first tell. My house is solar. We
Yep.
went solar a couple of years ago. Because there's different companies in different states that use solar energy. But your particular company we're going to talk about is.
I'm with Lumio,
And that's in
Sorry, I
the
didn't
in the
state that
southern
before,
states.
yeah.
We'll talk about that. But I'm going to talk first about is, what does going solar mean? If you're a homeowner and you own a home, you own a house or whatever, what does going solar mean to someone out there who has no clue about solar panels or anything, and they're actually kind of afraid of it, or they don't like it because they don't know enough? So what does going solar mean?
Well, I think a lot of people are afraid to go solar because in their mind, they're probably thinking 10, 15 years ago when solar first came out, this is just an extra bill for me. I'm still going to have to pay the electric company, and then this is just an extra car payment I'm going to have to pay, and I don't have the money for it. So the government actually saw that, and they are trying to push people to go renewable energy. They're trying to push people to go renewable resources. And I'm not sure if anybody really pays attention on their drives to work, but a lot of these places you're buying your electric from are going solar. So all they're doing is cycling their solar to your home that you're paying for anyway. So I like to tell people, would you rather own your car or rent your car? And a lot of people would rather say own. And that's why we have homeowners, is because they want to own. They
Right.
see the advantage of owning something rather than renting. So
And chances are the sun will come up tomorrow. So
Yeah.
we do have a renewable resource.
and even though it's cloudy today and it's raining today, you're still going to get those, UV rays
Residual.
coming through, and you're still going to get that,
Right.
that power from the sun. So just a couple just miseducated.
You were telling me before the show that you're different in your presentation. That there's so many people that are going door to door, knocking and trying to sell. What do you do a little bit differently that you were telling me about?
So we're really big on showing people how to get their money back in their pocket, and you've been paying into these sort of funds for years now without even knowing it. And one is the Inflation Deduction Act that we're really big on showing homeowners. And basically what that is the government telling you, hey, listen, if you take advantage of renewable resources and you go solar, we'll give you literally 30% of that money back
Right.
of the whole solar system.
Correct.
So just for an example, the guy we just did last week, we closed him on a $70,000 system. And now people are like, oh, $70,000, how could he afford that? All we're doing is redirecting what he's already paying every month to the electric company.
Correct.
And we're actually saving him money. He's in the green with us month one.
Absolutely.
He's paying $235 on average a month for his electric through the company. And we got him a $70,000 system, fixed rate at $219 a month. That'll never go up, never go down. I mean, electric is just
Less
going
than
up
Right.
and
I
up and up.
know my electric. I
So
can only
you'll
pay.
sit and educate them as to why your company's a little bit better, and you'll educate them and walk them through the process.
Oh, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, just from step one. Yeah.
So let's say I'm a homeowner, and it's hard for me because I am a homeowner and we are solar, and I know one of the reasons why we went solar is because our electric bill literally was $500, $600, $700 a month for what we have in our house, and it was just insane. And if we wouldn't have gone solar, our electric bill now probably would have been,
Probably
I wouldn't even.
50%.
I
And
wouldn't
when did you
even
go
wanna know.
solar? How long?
We're on our third year.
Oh, so Pennsylvania's electric bills went up 99% in 3 years.
I know,
So you
it's
literally
crazy.
doubled.
Absolutely.
You would have
So
doubled.
when I went solar too, and I know this is similar, and we're talking, and I have so many friends in Florida and then the southern states, and this is why, another reason why we're doing this is because they really need to understand
Absolutely.
how simple this is. So let's say I'm a homeowner in Florida and I am interested in going solar. What's the cost out of my pocket? Because everybody goes, oh, it's going to cost a fortune. So what am I going to pay out of pocket if I want to take my house and flip to solar tomorrow?
Now, I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's actually no money out of pocket. Like I said, we're literally showing people how to get 30% of that money back in their
at the end
pocket
of
of the whole system with
Right.
no money out of pocket whatsoever. The first month you have it is literally going to be your energy bill the rest of your home's life.
And I will tell them that is true, because when I went solar, I thought it was too good to be true too. And I tell people straight up, the only thing we paid for is the Scotch tape to put the permit in my front window. And honestly, that was it. That's all I paid for. I paid nothing. You know, the workers were there for a couple of days. They did my install. We took a ton of crazy Yoda pictures, and that was it. But literally, there is no out-of-pocket expense when you want to go solar.
Yep, install's covered. Everything's covered. I'm there personally on install day for my customers, and
Right.
It's just a pretty simple process, believe it or not.
And it is, and the thing is, we talk, and people go, oh, you know, this is my favorite. I always say people always don't want to, oh, I don't like solar, I don't want to go solar, I don't, you know, absolutely not. You know, it's going to detract from the value of my home. You want to reply to that comment?
So that's false, actually. Zillow, if you want to check out that, I think they're rated at between a 4.1 and 4.6 on the price of your home. What's the word I'm looking for? Increase the value on your home.
Increase, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you go solar and you're going to sell your house, say, hey, I don't plan on being here for more than another year or two. Well, you know, let me still show you how to get that tax money back in your pocket and take advantage of it, and then you can easily transfer that loan over to the new homeowner. It's just as easy as it is to transfer your home over.
Right.
So, and they're gonna love you for it.
Well, and it does increase the value of your home. And so, oh, you know, I don't like the way solar looks. I'm like, well, do you like the look of your electric bill?
Yeah. Are you gonna like the look of it in 6 months from now or a year from now?
Yeah, and that's what I say too. It's like, oh, what was it gonna look like when you're done? But the other interesting thing too about going solar is people go, oh, you know, it's, you know, the panels are gonna ruin my roof. I don't want holes in my roof. I can tell you one of the reasons why we went solar is because it added 10-year warranty onto my roof.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of companies, you know, they see that there's value there, and we want to help as many people as we possibly can, you know, go to this renewable resource.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just God-given. You know what I'm saying? It's
Sun's
God-given.
out every day.
Yeah, sun's out all the time, and I'm just really trying to educate people and show people how you can just own this form of energy.
And put a little bit more control in your life too.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the thing.
Exactly.
And in the southern states, now you're with a company called Lumio, which does a lot of things. And and I'm in Florida all the time. This is why I know all of this. So you are in Florida. You are also in Texas.
Texas, North Carolina, New Jersey, South Carolina, Arizona. I'm not sure if we just mentioned California, but
Yep.
California as well.
And you're in Utah too.
We're based out
And
of
I
Utah.
have a lot of friends in
based
Utah.
out of Utah.
And,
So
and you know, and the sun's out all the time out in Utah. But the interesting thing is with the nice thing about solar is, you know, you can listen to a presentation, just a 20-minute presentation, no harm, no foul.
yeah.
Why not get the information?
Yeah, we just me personally, my job and duty is to just educate the homeowner a bit, you know, for about 10-15 minutes, and set an appointment for an actual solar pro to come in and, you know, lay out your design for your home, come up with the numbers for you, show you how it makes sense for you, and if it doesn't make sense for you, because you do have to qualify for programs like this, with the government deductions, you know, the tax deductions, stuff like that. So it's not just I want solar and I'm gonna get it. You really gotta qualify. So it's definitely worth to take a look at for your home, whether you have tree cover or not, whether you think the sun's out and it's going to help you or not. Let us run your numbers for you, and believe it or not, you'll be surprised.
And that's interesting, because here's the interesting thing about solar that most people don't know about, particularly in Florida. We talk a lot about all of the other companies that are solar. One of the largest employers in Florida is Disney, and everybody who loves Disney and works with is thrilled that Bob Iger's back in charge right now. But with Disney, you know, they own over 30,000 acres in Florida. Now, of that 30,000, only 33% of the land that they actually own is actually developed and used. The rest is just, just natural land. And what they've done is they've dedicated 1,000 acres to solar panels. Those 1,000 acres are powering up to 40% of all of Disney property right now, because I think they just turned on that last grid, this year. So they're up to about 40% of generating all of the electricity that they need. And if you've ever been in one of the parks, you know how much electricity they use. It's insane.
Yeah, sure.
And their goal is to be to have zero net emissions by 2030, but they'll probably do that way before 2030 because of the technology they use. So, but they use solar all the time. As a matter of fact, Epcot's almost 100% solar powered right now, from what they would, from reading all
I'm sure that castle takes a lot of Magic Kingdom too.
With all the lights, especially all the Christmas lights that are going on now. So I mean, that's a company that's been using solar, and even in that area, I find it odd that people are afraid of solar. Why would people be afraid of solar?
I just think it's.
No.
Yeah, I think it's just miseducation, miscommunication, and like I said, people just think it's just another bill we're trying to add on. People think when I'm knocking on their door, I'm not coming to help them. I'm coming to sell them something, and even though it is a product, it's like I said, no money out of pocket, and we really try to figure out the finances and figure out how to get more money back to you instead of taking it from you, because you're paying it either way every month, whether you like it or not. The only problem is with being with your electric company right now, you don't get to choose what you pay. You have to pay it, or the lights go off the next month. It doesn't matter how many months before that you paid your electric bill. So.
Okay, so Sam, if you were a homeowner, what would be some questions that you would ask Caden about? Okay, so he's going to come to you and he's going to talk about solar. What would you ask him?
The warranties, the availability of if the product breaks, or if like hail damage or something.
Okay.
So.
Okay, no wait. He's mostly in the southern states of Florida, right? And what planet are you on?
Okay. Hurricane winds.
No,
Sorry, I'm just
hail.
sorry. The hail thing.
Hail comes with hurricanes.
I know, but the hail thing just, I was like, we're talking about Florida. Like, are we in the same time zone? No, sorry.
Hurricanes with hail. That's sleet is the north.
Okay, sleet is that. Okay.
Hail
Well, we'll
is-
talk about that. Okay, so go back to the warranty question. So I'm going to go try and fix the live feed again
Live
because
feed
it's
again.
kicking out. But anyway,
So
so answer that
warranty,
question. Go ahead.
If the product breaks, how do they replace it?
So
and damage.
So back to the roof, we're talking about the roofs. We actually put a 10-year warranty on your roof, the company itself. So wherever we're drilling and working is what we cover for any roof damage in those first 10 years. The solar panels itself has a 25-year life to them. So the warranty, well, not life, I don't like to say that because they can go up to 30 to 40 years in life. But 25-year warranty on the system itself. If there's any damage, we come in, for free and, fix the damaged product. And for 25 years, so it's basically like it's a win-win for everybody. And going back to Florida and the hurricane, what if there's a hurricane and I got my solar up? If you would have saw the video footage of helicopters going over these development properties and seeing the damage to the roof, every other house had solar. But the part that wasn't damaged is the one with solar. They can withstand 160 mile per hour winds. The shingles were completely protected underneath, and the other side that didn't have solar was damaged like there was a house fire. It was absolutely amazing. So you're actually protecting your roof's life as well, because the sun damage, just wind damage, rain, just every
There's
day.
a protectant over top
Right.
of that, so
Yeah.
it's not going to beat with the sun. It's not going to beat with the weather.
So you're getting an extra 10 years out of your roof.
And that's and to be honest with you, that's another reason why we went solar up here in Pennsylvania. And like I said, we have solar panels not only on my house but also on our garage.
Oh, all right. I didn't notice that.
We have both. So when they do that imaging and they look, okay, where does the sun hit and what time does the sun hit and how, the strength of the sun at different times of the day, they actually figured out where we would get more bang for our buck, basically. And we have panels both on the house and the garage. I know my girlfriend Jessica, when she went solar, she has them on her house, but then she has like a sunroom off the back of her house. She actually added a roof over her one patio so they could put solar panels on her roof, so then she would be generating over 100% of her usage, so she gets a check back at the end of the year.
Get a check back or
Right.
slip back.
So it is that's kind of the neat thing.
And that's the most important thing with that too, is we want to get 100% offset. I mean, if it works out, it works out. Like if we could do 50%.
Depending on how many solars.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how big your roof is, your square footage, how much energy you're using. The obvious goal is to go 100% offset, so you don't have to pay the electric company at all. But I still say, like, hey, 20 years ago, if you could have locked in 50 cents of $1 in gas, and 20 years later, I mean, would you have done it 20 years ago if you knew?
Well, if you knew. That's
the thing. We know, just based off, 20 years ago, where these numbers are going. The electric's going through the roof every year.
It goes in cycles,
It
and
goes.
just like the stock market, you have to know what the stock market's doing,
Right.
and be comfortable with it. So just like solar,
And that's the other
the
thing.
more you know, the more comfortable you are.
And it's funny because some people, when we look at, the power of light and the power of sun and the power of what light can do for us, I just look at a couple of things. So I look at how many people right now, when it's dreary, gray, and not a happy day out, that their emotional state is affected by that.
Exactly.
I have so many people who suffer from seasonal depression that come in and, want to do light therapy or sit in the infrared sauna because that it totally it rejuvenates them and gets them out of their slump. We do that all the time. But it's interesting when we want to take that same energy that we see every day and take for granted. I mean, every living plant on the planet depends on sunlight for its life and vitality. Why some people are not happy about using the sunlight to benefit them in so many other ways, and even from a renewable energy source, it's renewable and it's there.
It's always there.
And it's whether it's cloudy or not, the sun's out somewhere and it's going to come back. It's just how are we going to use that to your advantage?
With buying a new house, can you work that into the mortgage?
Well, buying a new house is actually a prime area for us because, those type of people are already in the how do I, improve my house, so they're more open to it, even though it still sounds like an extra bill to them. I just bought this house, I can't afford it. We really like to, drive it in about literally you've been paying into these programs, Inflation Deduction Act, you can look it up on
Your
Google.
taxes are paid.
You're already paying into these programs. All I'm trying to do is get some of this hard-earned money back into your pocket from that, and also keeping it in your pocket throughout, the next 25 years of paying.
And
this.
the money you save, you can invest.
Well, sure. Well, there you go.
Exactly.
That's if you're paying $500 a month on your
Absolutely.
electric bill,
Yeah.
and then now when you go solar, your electric bill is only $100 a month. Well, you have how much extra money every month that you can put in an IRA or a mutual fund or something, or don't buy gold. Anyway, one of those things. But that is the power of solar. So we're here today, just as a recap, we are here today on WGPA, sunny 1100 AM. We are talking about the power of light and what light can do for you in a variety of different areas. We're here with my friend Caden Kish, and we've known each other for a while. And thank you for those of you who are listening as you were driving, wherever you were driving today. Please be careful if the roads are a little slick out there this morning with the rain, but it's kind of neat. Okay, so if people want to get in touch with you, Caden, now you do not do anything in Pennsylvania, so my Pennsylvania friends will not be able to reach out to you, but they can reach out to me.
We are coming to PA.
When you come to PA.
But I also, like I said, people want to know, I have solar now. I do have solar companies, so if they want to learn more about my solar company that I have in Pennsylvania, they can reach out to me. But your number, if they are in any of the southern states that we talked to, so my friends in North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, we're going to actually be in Texas, in Arizona, Utah, Florida. If you want to reach out to Caden directly, how do they get in touch with you?
You can just, shoot me a text if you want to my number. Give me a call. It's 610-428-6612, and that's a direct line to me. You could also email me at my name, cadenkish@yahoo.com.
And we'll spell that for everybody who is out there okay, so the cell number that you can text is 610-428-6612. I'll throw that up on Facebook. I have to apologize for those who are trying to listen in, because Facebook Live is not working today at all. They keep cutting off the video.
Technical
I
difficulties.
know. It's not us, it's them.
Yep.
And then if you want to email them, it's Caden, CADEN, KISH @yahoo.com. And we'll get that out there too, on the YouTube feed. But the interesting thing is about, there really is no cost out of pocket. The presentation's free. It's just, you're just listening. That's all. You're hearing information for free. There's zero cost. kind of like when they sit down with you, Sam,
Absolutely.
to talk about a financial
financial needs
needs
analysis.
analysis,
It's
free.
all the information's free.
And other than paying for Scotch tape for the permit you got to hang in your window, that's it.
And we could always provide that free as well.
I was gonna say I've got lots of Scotch tape. I
I'll
can
bring
throw
it.
that in.
Dollar Tree. Too.
But the benefits, increase of your roof warranty, increase of your home value, and the other nice thing is it does protect your roof. So I had somebody here tell me once, why would I ever go solar in the winter? Because all the snow will cover the panels, and you will never get any sunlight hitting the panels, and you'll never generate any electricity.
No, it'll actually slide right off. Believe it or not, it actually the panels heat up enough from the sun daily, where the snow will either melt off or slide off, and I mean it's pretty slick, black. It's not like a big microchip sitting on your roof.
They're very light too,
companies-
because I mean, I actually when they were installing ours, I actually picked one up. I'm like, gee, you can pick up like 30 of them at once.
Mhm.
I am not that strong, really. Believe me, 8
Yeah.
pounds are the only system.
I think a lot of people just see solar panels through TV or like movies and videos and stuff from 15, 20 years ago when they first started coming out.
Right,
I mean,
they're
they're a
very
lot-
light. They're very light.
Right on your roof. like-
Technology's always improving.
Oh, sure,
yes,
absolutely.
Mhm.
So yeah, and it is true because the snow does slide off of them, and they make some really cool, devices now. Like my husband, because he likes to clean
Roof
them off.
warmers.
It's like a roof shovel.
Yeah.
It's like this little,
Oh,
long,
the
long
slide thing
squeegee
that's-
thingy.
yeah.
Really?
So if he really thinks he, wants to get them
Well-
off, but I think we've never had to do that.
That might that's for deep snow. That might damage the panels with the wheels and.
No, it's not wheel. No, it doesn't have wheels. Oh no, this
Oh,
is
it's just
specifically.
like a
Oh no, no,
snow.
no.
Oh,
This is
okay.
this was like a $10 thing specifically made for
For
solar
solar.
panels. Oh yeah, this is
Oh,
like.
wow.
Oh no, this is.
And it
yeah.
reaches all the way up to the roof, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's like a 30-foot pole that most of them have.
Yeah, but it's specifically it's
For- oh, that
designed
one's
for
for solar.
solar panels that
Okay.
people think they want to clean the pollen off or something like
Yeah.
that. But
Oh
we,
yeah, if you need them cleaned, with our company, if you need them clean, we won't let you put in, your own, sweat and tears into trying to fix your own panels. We
Right.
come out. If you want them cleaned, hey, come out here. I want my solar panels cleaned. We'll come right out for you. So
Very
that's
cool.
pretty awesome.
yeah, so that's one of the neat things, and people always go, why would you do that? So, but that is the neat thing. So going solar is not difficult.
No.
Your biggest difficulty is dealing with people who might be, resistant. They're not sure, or they're very uncomfortable with change.
Yeah. I just think a lot of from what I see, and I try to handle objections the best I can. I try to give people as many
By
answers as I
education.
can by education, and if they give me the time of day.
Right.
That's really all it is. Is if I could sit in front of you, give me 25 minutes, and not just slam the door in my face,
Or you could actually go on Zoom.
Or I could do
we
it through
do
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah, we do a lot of for people.
lot of
I'm going to be in
presentation.
Tampa the next couple months, and if you guys are in Jersey, Texas, California, wherever you're at, we could always do a Zoom conference with you, and it takes 20-30 minutes sitting in front of your computer, drinking a cup of coffee, and you just kind
Or
of sit
something
there
else.
and listen, or something else.
And did you say that you can help a charity? by
Oh,
doing
so yeah, we'll
Zoom
talk
also?
about that.
Okay.
There's so many fun things, but and as many people know, is the power of light, the power of solar. There's so many ways that solar can help somebody else, and you have the prime opportunity to do that. So what we're doing is we are launching a campaign right now with Lumio Solar. And this is for all of our friends in all of the southern states. So all of my relatives who live, you're going to get in touch. I'm going to get in touch with you because I'm going to share my YouTube video with you just so you can understand what solar is. And here is how anybody in the southern states can help the Every Ribbon Counts Foundation. So as you know, Sam, you're on my board. I have so many people in the Lehigh Valley, and my friend Joe is in Indiana. He's on our board. We have a nonprofit foundation which we do things to help people with cancer, and also we offer community support. So from funding Last Wish trips to helping the Wig Room at Cancer Support Community, we're helping Team Santa Save Santa this year. We did Team Santa a couple years ago, where we provide things for those in need. We work with a lot of different local charities. Real Men Wear Pink, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. We've raised money for hundreds of things over the years, and we are working right now on a couple of initiatives that people need help with. So with the Every Ribbon Counts Foundation, we're going to do a campaign with Lumio. So for all of our friends that contact Caden, either through me or through Caden, or even through Sam, because Sam also knows how to get in touch with Caden with Lumio Solar, if you will listen to a 25-minute presentation, either Zoom or in person. So in Florida, we can set you up in person, or you can arrange a Zoom presentation for Lumio. If you are willing to give up 25 minutes of your time, the Every Ribbon Counts Foundation will get a $25 donation. So it's a minute $1. That's kind of cool. So we will work on that, and it's very simple. You know, Kate and I, we're going to work together on a couple of other projects too, as we are traveling in the South together. Because I think we might try to get you to come to Houston with us on the Health Revolution tour.
I love that.
So we are working together to kind of create this momentum of how many Zoom presentations can we have Caden do by, I'm going to say, my birthday, which is in February.
Nice.
So
That's
we're gonna have a Zoom contest.
Yeah, and it's completely free for everybody.
You just gotta agree
everybody.
to sit through the Zoom presentation, listen to what Lumio has to offer, and then we'll keep track, and then we'll see how many Zooms we can, and then also how many funds we can generate for the Every Ribbon Counts Foundation, because for every time you sit and listen to a presentation, or your relatives, or your family, or your friends, just think of how many people you can help just by sitting and listening to a presentation. And at the end of the day, you might decide, hey, you know what? I might want to go solar because I might want to take advantage of those tax breaks and my roof warranty and my increase in my home value. And that's one of the nice things. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a very quick break right now and go to a commercial break, and then we will be back. And until then, we'll be right back on the Dr. Susan Hour. Ta-da-da-da.
Check into
I think
WGPA
Facebook
in
Live is
Bethlehem
not
to listen
working
to some
at all.
great music.
Yeah, don't.
Well, you got
2
your
minutes.
YouTube thing.
YouTube. Oh yeah, that's my video is going live. We're still filming live, but for some reason, it is
I'm a
not.
financial service representative
It's
with
just not
Primerica.
going
I
on.
teach people
It
about
stops.
money and how to use it wisely.
It only
for the
has
future.
like 3
I'm an
minutes,
investment and life
and
insurance
then it just
license
stops.
in multiple states.
Yeah, it's
My
not-
number is
not working at all.
610-442-8209.
Well, you could always share your YouTube
Oh, I
video on
will.
Facebook,
It's
right?
www.primerica.com/SEO.
So everything was good there? I should
Oh
have
yeah,
said
you're
something
good,
else.
awesome. Nope, we're good. And what we're gonna do is, because the YouTube video is still rolling, and we are going to.
It's 9:32.
Okay, so we'll do that. I'm just gonna put stay tuned for the.
Holistic health and chiropractic
It must be the
practices.
rain.
You need to be in the Lehigh Valley
I don't know.
Voice magazine's November issue. Reach
Got it.
thousands of potential clients in the
There's
Lehigh Valley
more
by putting your
in
message
the world
directly
going
mailed
on.
into their
Things
homes.
Facebook
Call
has and shit.
484
Yeah, Verizon's been acting up the last couple of months for me. I think it dropped a lot.
That's 484
Okay, I think this may or may not be working. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Yeah. So what we'll do is. Yeah, we'll do your. We always have to share your contact information a couple times so people who are listening or then people who want to write anything down.
Absolutely.
So when we come back after the break, what we do is we do a recap. We talk what we're talking about. So people who are driving are just picking us up now, and then we'll go back in, and then we'll share some more the fun details about benefits and why this is a passion
It's
for you, like
43
why going
degrees
solar is
with
something really important for
89%
people to
humidity.
do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's and like I said, understanding how light is powerful. So we'll do that.
I'm Sam Yoder. I'm a
Alright, Brigham,
financial
Sam, we're
service
back.
Oh, after Sam, we are back. Okay, so after this commercial, then that light will come on, and then we'll be back on the air live for everybody who's
You got a good
driving.
radio
in
voice.
multiple states.
You got a good radio voice.
Oh, thanks.
I gotta get one of
And my
those.
website is www.
I don't think they sell them, hopefully.
What's that?
I said I gotta get myself one
He's
of
gonna
those.
go and wants to buy a radio voice.
Radio voice? There you go.
/SYDER. Our mission is to help families make and earn more money, help them become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent.
And we are back, everybody. This is Dr. Susan. We're having fun in the studio today. This is Dr. Susan from Dr. Susan's Peach in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, where we do everything to help you on your health journey, to get you happier and healthier. I am with my partner in crime, who's back from his Stephen
I
King
am
trip.
Sam.
Yes, your sense of humor is just hysterical. Sam, what do you do for a living?
I'm a financial service representative with Primerica. I teach people how money works to give them some financial hope.
So you give them hope.
Yes.
So even if your
absolutely.
credit score is a negative 14,
I can try to assist
then
and
you've
build
helped
from that.
many people
So
over the
regardless
years.
of age, income, or portfolio size, I can talk to
Teaching 14-year-olds how to start an IRA so they can read.
11-year-old yesterday.
Oh, and-
25 fifth graders.
Wow.
The power of investing and starting early and
So you can
I told
retire
all
at
of them.
42.
Exactly. I told
There you
all of
go.
them, meet with me when you're 16 and get a job, and I'll help you start.
Well,
an
my
IRA.
son's 14 and has a job.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, yeah,
Well,
he's,
we just started the process.
he's
yeah.
working for my girlfriend Deb.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
wonderful.
Getting that on
So if
in
you like
place.
baklava, go to Chris Kindle Martin. Go see, you know, the baklava. Wait. The la la la.
Yeah, that's not everybody's doing either, so I applaud you for that. It's awesome, man. 11 years old.
That's exactly the no one speaks to 16-year-olds or
Oh,
preteens
we could talk about it all day
the
long.
process, and the quicker, the younger they are to start thinking about it.
I will tell you, I was in a store yesterday. I had to return something, and it was funny because the line was incredibly long, and I think I was the youngest in the line, and I'm going to be 55. So, and everybody in the line, and it was funny because the gentleman up front kept calling people up front to those automated registers where there's no humans, and they're like, okay, I can take credit and
No.
debit over here, credit and debit over here. Well, nobody in line was paying by credit or debit because most people over 60,
Cash.
we pay cash. That's what we do, you know, and they don't want to do their own automation thing. And one lady in front of me said, and of course the line didn't move because every time he called someone up, no one moved because we were all in the cash only lane, and that had to be the human, which was at the other end. And at one point the lady in front of me goes, you know, the reason, he goes, did you look at everybody in line? He goes, none of us use credit here. Like, we all pay cash. And then the other lady said, which I was laughing at this, she goes, yeah, the reason why they're going to all those automated credit only because kids today can't count. And I was like, oh boy, that's going to
exactly
be.
it.
And then everybody in line was like, yeah, she's right.
But
It was
I'll tell you
funny.
what,
It was
some
funny.
of the questions that the 11-year-olds were asking were incredible questions.
It's
They're
interesting.
really thinking, yeah.
So
awesome.
again, if you want to get healthy, you can reach out to Dr. Susan. You know how to find me, 610-417-2448, 610-417-2448. A lot of what I do in my practice is low-level light therapy, which is using light at a very specific frequency to tell the body to do something very specifically. For instance, I work with runners, I work with athletes, I'm working with an entire basketball team right now, which is awesome. And
You
I
light up their lives.
I do in many ways. Lacrosse players, rugby players. You know, we do a lot of sports recovery where someone gets injured, especially now it's training season right now for 3 sports. So I had someone come in with a sprained ankle, and it was actually, he called me Thanksgiving morning, early in the morning. I got a phone call from the owner of the team and said, hey, I've got a player, practiced early this morning, sprained his ankle, how quickly can you get him in? I'm like, send him over. It's Thanksgiving, we're good, doesn't matter. He came over and he said to me, he goes, like, normally when I have a sprained ankle, it takes me about 3-4 weeks to recover. And his ankle was pretty bad. You did a good job. I'm like, nothing was broken, so we were good. I said, look, I gotta see you 3 days in a row. We're gonna laser you, dun, dun, dun. And he's like, okay, fine, do whatever. I said, no ice, because you can't do that. Do what you're gonna do. So he literally was limping in. He could hardly walk in day 1. He was pretty good walking out. So the next morning when he came back in Friday morning, on Black Friday, he wasn't limping at all. And he goes, that stuff is amazing. I'm like, I know. I said, imagine how you're going to feel. So imagine how you're going to feel Saturday. So Friday, Saturday, so Saturday morning, he came, fine, no issues. He goes, hey, can I play? I'm like, go ahead, play. So today's already Wednesday, so he played Monday, played Tuesday, and he even said, he goes, this is the quickest I have ever recovered from a sprain in my entire basketball career. So life is awesome.
Yes.
So, but that is, again, we're using the power of light to tell the cells to do something. Light is phenomenal. Light, the sunlight, changes our cellular biology every single day. Every single day.
Light is life.
It makes us sunburn, suntan, changes our pupils, changes our hair color, makes the freckles come out. Imagine what sun can do for you, but imagine what light can do for you. So
Yes.
I've been studying light therapy I'm going on 13 years, but it is amazing.
And I told you that last week when
Oh, yeah.
I talked to you. I was like, it's because I'm a landscaper
Yes.
by trade, and I was like, I feel great during the summer when I'm out with my shirt off in the sun all day, like baking. My hair blondes up, and I feel great. I feel rejuvenated. I don't feel tired. When I feel tired is when I'm sitting around for 3 days in a row, not doing anything.
Right.
in the dreary weather and
Right.
exactly
Yeah,
just
yeah.
feeling like
It is,
sludge.
and that's, and I always say, think about all the people who suffer from seasonal depression that we know is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we know that the sunlight affects our mood, imagine what else it can do when we use it appropriately.
And our house is happy when we're using
Exactly.
this.
So, and that's why, this push now to understand light therapy and how, to work to heal the human body. It's like when you give the body what it needs, the body will do what it's supposed to do. And in the universe, there's a push now to use the sun to the best of its potential.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to just give you one prime example of how people don't even realize how much they count on the sun right now. So how many people have a cell phone? How many people do you know that use a cell phone?
The majority.
Me,
How many
everybody.
people that you know use satellite signals?
Pretty much everyone.
So now, if you know anything about space technology, I used to work at space camp when I was at Disney, so the power of putting a satellite in space. They use all of these mylar sheets. The mylar sheets are used for one very specific reason when they're up in the darkness of space.
Collect
To collect this light from the sun.
any
Any light
light possible in the
possible
vast
from
darkness.
the darkness of space. It captures that light and then they convert that into
Power.
Yeah, I know. So, and we know that, we understand that.
And Caden Kish will teach people how that can
So,
benefit
let's
their-
use
their-
that technology
Yeah.
to power our homes. Why should we rely on an electric bill that's going to go up 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%, over there?
When you can lock in something fixed, benefit yourself, your energy bills.
Why not? Absolutely.
It's a win-win.
So, we are here in the studio, for those of you who are catching us on the second half, with Caden Kish. Caden Kish, tell us who you're from.
I'm actually from here in the Lehigh Valley. Right now, I'm with the solar company down in Tampa. I'm located down there, leaving actually tomorrow morning, and I'll be stationed down there till springtime when my company actually comes into PA here. So I'm really excited to share it with a bunch of people around this area because it's my hometown. I have a lot of landscape customers around this area as well. But just the power of light, like we're talking about. I mean, if we need it for our bodies, how comes we don't use it to power our homes too? Like a lot of people are just like misunderstood and miseducated on the fact that solar is beneficial.
Sure.
And it's no money out of pocket now because like we said before, the government is really
programs
making a
and
push.
everything.
He's been
Right.
making a big push for renewable resource.
And that's the nice thing about it too is, and we talk about this, and I started the show and talk a little bit about Disney in the beginning, and people, oh, you're so Disney, well, it's hard because when you start with the company, back in the 90s.
And who doesn't like Disney?
Well, hey, we all love it now. Bob's back, Bob Iger's back. But it is, I'm watching my stock price go, thank you, Bob Iger. Anyway, but it's interesting because we talk about, the amount of solar panels that Disney owns. They own 1,000 acres of solar panels in their 30,000 acre land acquisition. They just bought 3 more 1,000 acres last year that most people don't know about, but why they bought it is for, renewable energy. Because their goal is to be 100% solar powered. That's Disney's goal. I mean, I think 89% of their buses right now all use renewable fuel. All of them do.
Wow.
They don't use gas to power their buses anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But they
It's cleaner.
it is cleaner,
It's
and
cleaner.
like I said, Disney wants to be completely off the grid by using this technology, and they probably have perfected it in Florida because they were the first ones to actually, build a solar field and then have Epcot go 50%
Sunshine State
solar.
for a reason.
Well, that's it. I mean, you've got sunshine every day. And I remember way back in the day, there actually was this law where Florida couldn't go solar because they had so much sun. They would have lost money on that, but now that's gone. So it was an interesting concept. But now that if you're a homeowner in Florida, wherever you're at in Florida, whether you're in Key West, I've got friends from Coral Beach to Daytona to Jacksonville, St. Augustine. I have friends in Tampa. I have friends in, just you name it, Apollo Beach. I have.
And as they're rebuilding from the damages and
Right.
everything from the hurricane.
Yeah, so it's interesting where, if you're a homeowner in Florida, you could take 25 minutes out of your day and just learn about solar and then learn how you can benefit from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're asking. Just whoever ends up getting a hold of me, we're going to donate $25 to Susan's fundraiser. And that's just for listening. You don't have to commit to nothing. It's just
Right.
really you can come up with a free design for your home, so you already have that in the back of your head of
Right.
what it'll look like on your house. Free information. We're going to go over all the numbers with you that makes sense to you. personally for your home, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Right. So, and here's how simple you can participate in the Every Ribbon Counts Zoom fundraiser. So it is very simple. We're going to ask you to either get in touch with me, Susan, 610-417-2448, and I will set you up with Caden, or you can get in touch with Sam.
610-442-8209. That's Sam Yoder, 610-442-8209.
And then you're also going to get in touch with Caden, and Caden Kish. You can get in touch with him at 610-428-6612, 610-428-6612. And here's how simple this is. You're going to call us. We're going to hook you up with your 25-minute Zoom presentation to hear about what solar can do for you. It is free. There is no obligation. But if you agree to listen for 25 minutes, the foundation will get a $25 donation. So you can be very instrumental in helping people with cancer and helping us provide community support where it's needed most. And that is a neat thing. So your 25 minutes is going to help tons of people.
Absolutely.
So who doesn't have 25 minutes to give?
Yeah.
The,
And what it really is people are going to go solar either way. You know, this Inflation Deduction Act is good for 10 years. There's $370 billion we can get our hands on right now as homeowners.
Why would you not take some of that?
this. Yeah.
Right,
So it's either you go solar now, or you go solar when
Lock into better rates now.
and if you're paying, a couple $100 a month for your electric bill, why would you want to pay that? Why would you continue paying all that money?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And another
Kick some of
10%
that.
goes up in January, 13% in Florida, 10% I think back here in PA.
Oh,
It's going to
crazy.
keep going
It's
up.
crazy.
It's just,
So the neat thing about this going solar, and it's easy for me to talk about because our house is solar, and I don't mind the fact that it's solar. People go, oh, you have all those extra electrical panels in the back. Honestly, you don't even know that they're there. They are so neat and clean, and you do not even know that they're there. It is just a natural part of life. And honestly, the day they switched us over to solar from where our old electric, we didn't even notice the difference in the house. It was just.
and I'm
bingo,
sure you're not
ding, ding,
going
ding.
out every day before you had solar looking at your roof shingles and wondering which one's out of place and which one's not.
No, now I don't have to worry about it because I don't even
No,
worry about my
no,
roof
not at
now.
all.
I'm good. I don't even
As long
worry
as you
about
don't
it.
got water dripping on your face at dinner.
We're good. Life's
Yeah, we're all
awesome.
good.
Absolutely.
No, life is awesome. But it is really easy for us. And like I said, it's neat because then when we went solar, I know my neighbor went solar. I have a lot of friends in the area who are also solar powered but now. And it is, pending the roof size and, if you have a garage that you can put panels on, it can work out phenomenally well. And, like a lot of my neighbors, my one neighbor, he's like 137%. So I know he gets a huge
Oh,
check
wow.
back at the end of he laughs at us. Hey, you should see how much money I got back this year. My girlfriend Jessica, she gets a lot of money back. We are only at 67% because we have a small house. So because of the amount of electricity we generate, and because of where we could put panels and the roof design of our house, which is really bizarre, we only could get 67% generation. Now, if we would decide to add on to the garage, maybe, or put some panels in the
It still
backyard.
makes sense
but-
for you. It still makes sense.
Right,
for you because you're
67%
locked
is
in at
67%. I'll take that.
And if you're doing new construction,
Yeah.
they consult you as you're doing new construction to position the house
They
and
should.
to position the roof to get the designs. Hey, let's optimize it now.
Oh, I would.
To do that.
Well, and I know in Pennsylvania we're more of an east-facing state when it comes to sunlight, so we like to really concentrate on the east side of the home. South, we're looking for, not south. Florida, we're looking for more south-facing.
Right.
So it obviously makes sense based on where you're at in the country.
And the
Right.
design.
And the design
of
layout.
your
But you have that computer program that literally details all of that, and it is just seamless.
Oh, they
It's
can
easy.
get the whole. They actually run a whole year's worth of sunlight throughout your
Correct.
around your home, and actually sees the position of the sun and where it's hitting the most, where it's beating the most on your roof
amazing.
throughout 365-year
to optimize
process.
the house.
Sure.
It's
And they'll
amazing.
even tell you, if you have a really tall tree, they'll even recommend, hey, if you would get rid of that tree, you
can
would-
increase it by
you could
10,
increase it-
12,
exactly. Exactly. So, I've my friends of mine, they're actually going solar now, and they had one tree, and the tree made the difference between 75% and 85%.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
they
yeah.
decided to cut down the tree, and the husband, they were fighting over the tree because the wife liked the tree, the husband hated the tree because it was a messy tree. One of those trees with all the leaf pods and everything, and it just was ruining the pool anyway.
And the roof.
And the husband's like, cut the tree down, cut the tree down, cut the tree down. And the boy said, but I like the tree, it's pretty, and it's only pretty for 2 weeks out of the year, cut the tree
You
down.
can plant another
I
tree
was
to
gonna say.
redo it. And,
So,
yeah.
but
And
yeah,
it's just seeing the benefit too. Like
Right.
the couple we're in the middle of closing right now. I met him 2 weeks ago, and we closed his personal property last Saturday, and he loves it. And he has 4 rentals on the same street we're looking at as well, and 2 of them have trees, only about 40 to 60% offset. And he's like, I'll handle the trees, don't worry about it, because he sees the benefit. I mean, he can get, for 5 properties, the government's willing to pay him 6-figure check to go solar.
that's not bad.
And it makes sense. I mean, if you own real estate, if not just your own personal home, but have multiple houses, I mean, we love working with those people to show them how to get a bunch of money back. That and they're helping their renters out as well. They get them in at a fixed rate, and the renter biggest worry is, what's my electric bill going to be next month? That's all
right.
I really have to worry about.
Especially if you're on a
So-
fixed income and or you have a very limited amount of funds and you literally have everything budgeted, you know, because I think they were saying, what, 70% of America lives paycheck to paycheck?
Oh,
It's probably higher than that now.
Yeah.
But that it's very important when you know that you can control your monthly expenses, because that is very, very important.
74%.
Yeah, I was reading an article yesterday, in the financial forecast. But that is one of the things that that we understand, is that going solar can make a huge impact
Absolutely.
financially for people. And even so, I have a lot of homeowners who are retired, completely retired. They are on a fixed income, and they're afraid to go solar because they are afraid in some way, shape, or form that in their retirement, this will not enable them to stay retired. Can you respond to that objection?
Like we said, we make the numbers make sense. Fixed income, it really depends on your usage and obviously your square footage we're working with. So if you want to go green, if like your heart's into, I want to, provide a better situation for the earth and make it healthier. I can do that extra 10, 20 bucks a month. It's not going to hurt me. Say your fixed income's 50 bucks a month electric, and we can only get you solar for 70. You have to want to go green.
Right.
You have to want to make an impact for somebody.
Whose
to look
electric
at.
bill is $50? I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen an electric bill.
Yeah.
I have 4 kids. My husband's like, man, if we had a $50 electric bill,
That'd be
we are going to
fantastic.
Vegas, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anyway, but yeah, it's an interesting thing where and then I have the other. I have a lot of friends who are at that. They're retired, and they're now they're looking at, I'm done being a homeowner and I want to retire somewhere. So before they sell their house, would it be a benefit for them to like, hey, let's look at going solar?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a
At
big.
least take a look.
Yeah, I mean that's a big
The look
question.
is free.
A lot of people have when they're selling is like, and I bump into different people. Oh, we just bought this house. Oh, we've been living here for 30 years. Oh, we're trying to move. It's 4 different types of people out there. With selling your home, yeah, it adds, and you can look at it on Zillow. They actually rate solar homes to sell 2 times faster, and it's 4.1% to 4.6% added equity to your home just to go solar.
And plus an added roof warranty.
Added roof warranty.
And some people, that's the first thing people look at. I have people who are looking for a house, and the first thing they're looking at is the roof. How's the roof? How's the roof? How's the roof? How's the roof? But with solar, you have that added roof warranty.
But who doesn't want a $7,000, $10,000, maybe $15,000 check written out to them from the government as you're selling your home?
Right.
You could literally transfer that the warranties for the solar. You can
To the new
transfer the loan to the new homeowner, and they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna love you for it, and it's gonna benefit you. You could snatch a nice check from the government real
Right.
quick and put it on your
So
new
there's a
home.
lot of benefit. But the other benefit too is, and I'll be sharing this YouTube feed with a lot of my friends, that I have down south, because I have friends in north, all the way down, everywhere. The beauty of what I do is traveling
Yes.
on the Health Revolution
Yes.
tour and teaching people about health and wellness all over the U.S. It is truly, a 25-minute time that we're asking for, that you listen for a 25-minute Zoom presentation so that the Every Ribbon Counts Foundation can get a $25 donation check. So for every Zoom presentation we can arrange between now and February 16th, the maybe we should say maybe 100 Zoom presentations between
100
now
Zoom
and
presentations.
now and February 16th. We would love to have you say, hey, yes, I live in one of these southern states. I would love to listen to a presentation. Just 25 minutes is all it will take. is solar right for you? But then whether it is or not, and you just listen, your 25 minutes of time will give the foundation $25. And imagine how many people you can help in the, in your area with what we can do with all of that money with the Every Ribbon Counts Foundation.
I think once we start getting into the numbers and making sense for people, it's gonna be.
Well, numbers.
It's gonna
That's
definitely extend the time.
Absolutely.
People are gonna have questions. People are gonna be
understanding the
asking
bottom
stuff,
line is
so.
always important, but also understanding, the truth about solar versus the stigma of
Absolutely.
solar. And that's.
And the checks they get from the government and the money they save, they can invest with me because
There
I'm
you go.
licensed in
They
Florida
can.
also.
That's
And
right.
Texas.
There you
Yeah.
go. So we can. I was gonna say maybe we should should be like the health revolution.
Absolutely.
We'll be the health and wealth revolution tour
Let's
across.
go.
We'll take
Let's
the
do
United
it.
States by
Absolutely.
storm. But that is the neat thing about what we do. So again, all of you who are listening, I would like to thank everybody who's listening to WUGG. So we have about 5 minutes left
Okay.
on our show. So Sam was on a tour last week and wasn't here.
To
and
the New
was on
England
his
states,
New
where
England
it was
states.
much colder than in Florida.
And you were throwing some heavy humor at us from afar.
Yes.
So tell us one cool thing about your trip, because everybody's like, "Where's Sam? Why wasn't Sam on the show last week?"
Well, the one cool thing was catching up with friends. So we went up to visit one of my wife's friends, but we fed the seagulls, and
Is that legal?
It absolutely.
Okay,
legal.
just checking,
Well,
just
we went to the beach and like gave them like snacks and fries and everything, but
It's so unhealthy for them. No one should eat French fries.
they're omnivores. They eat anything.
love
So so the leftover food that we had, we even tossed to them, and they just gulped it down. But it was fun. It was a unique experience. It was a long trek. It was 1,500 miles round trip driving, but it was a
Yeah.
lot different than going to Florida in 3 days and back.
It depends. You do.
For the Operation Hope
Oh,
Track.
well, yeah.
This was just for a family vacation, and I'm blessed to be able to do that
Right.
and travel the Northeast.
That's
We went
awesome.
to the House of Seven Gables
The House of
in
Seven
Salem,
Gables.
Massachusetts. Yeah,
Mm,
that's
lots of
a
history
very
there.
cool place. Lots of history.
Lots of history there. I love the historical
Mhm.
things.
Yeah,
Love the
it's,
historical things.
Gotta
So
take the tour. Yeah.
Did you check
I don't
out Buffalo
know.
Stadium with 6 feet of snow?
No,
when you were
no,
up
no.
there?
Different ends of the spectrum there.
See, I like to head south. I
Yes.
know I'm not into the whole snow ice ski thing. I know people are. That's not something that's in my repertoire of things to do on my to-do list. But in the next couple of weeks that we've got coming up, as everybody knows, we are always still in with Operation Hope Track. As you know,
Yes.
I work very closely with a lot of people right now in the Fort Myers, Sanibel area. A lot of stuff, most people don't realize what's still going on down
They're
there.
hurting. They're hurting big
It
time.
is truly, most people don't know that Fort Myers still has a curfew. So if you are not a resident, you've got to be off the island by 8 p.m., period, end of story. So they are checking IDs. They are still having, I love the fact that literally the last 2 looters literally were arrested immediately. No jury, no trial. They're in jail, too bad, so sad, have a nice life. That's
And what's that for?
looters, because there's a lot of stuff down in Fort Myers and Sanibel that still has to be cleaned up.
Oh, okay.
So right now, if you've been down there, the engineers have literally tagged every remaining standing property with a color, and if it's red, you can't enter the property. If it's yellow, it's structurally safe. But if it's red, it's either condemned and or a biohazard, so the owners cannot enter. But there are looters who are down there. But I love it because the minute they get caught, bingo, they're done. They're pulled off, have a nice life, and we'll probably never see them again. But there's a lot going down there, and I was watching this morning. There's a Ding Darling wildlife refuge down there, and they are monitoring the wildlife down there and how much is lost and how much is not coming back. And there's still a ton of cleanup to do down there. A ton. You cannot even imagine the amount of cleanup right now that still needs to be done. It is.
Tremendous.
You look at the ocean and it looks great, and then you turn around and it literally is a war zone behind you. And my friend Ed is one of the certified drone photographers in the area, and the need down there is still incredible. There are people who just got electric back. It's been 50 some days.
Yeah.
And there are people who have just been told last week at the town council meeting that they cannot rebuild and they can also not repair.
Wow.
So, what do you do? It is truly, people don't realize how devastating it still is down there, and people just have forgotten about it. But there's still 6,000 people homeless down there.
And I feel bad myself because my company was asked to go down for the cleanup down there, CK Property Maintenance and Restoration.
Yep.
Since we're not really doing nothing during the winter, I already had this plan to go to Florida and help people with solar.
Right.
But I was actually personally asked, like emailed to like, hey, do you want to come up down and help the cleanup, because I see we're like a landscaping / property
Right.
company. So that was pretty cool.
They're
like,
still, yeah, and they're still looking for volunteers to go down and clean up during the day and things like that. And they're still looking for
It's great when
donations.
you do.
So I'm waiting to hear about the next, maybe
The next
Operation
wave of-
Hope Truck, yeah, because there's still a whole nother wave of things to happen, that they need. But stay in tune, stay in touch. It's what we do. But again, our job is to teach you, inspire you, help you maybe get a little healthy, and help me inspire you to do something different tomorrow. So I'm Dr. Susan from Dr. Susan's Page. I need to thank Caden Kish from
Thank you
Lumio
for having me. I
and
appreciate it.
Sam Yoder from Primerica. Wherever you are, be happy, be healthy, and
Be
until the
safe.
next
Have a
time.
great one.
And
Awesome! Yay.
So quick.
Yeah, so Facebook Watch
It
does
does
not
go
work. I
quick,
don't know
yeah.
what's going on with this.
Yeah, you can just set it on the table. Awesome job.